the province of British Columbia should end the decriminalization experiment.
A group of city councillors in Metro Vancouver say they want to put a stop to BC's drug decriminalization pilot project after the state of Oregon cancelled its 3-year pilot project last month. The councillors from Surrey, Richmond and U-West say the province needs to focus on treatment and rehabilitation instead.
We know that we're having impacts in places like New Westminster and Richmond and in Surrey and in other communities throughout Metro Vancouver, and decriminalization is a part of that.
Daniel Fontaine says his counterparts in Surrey and Richmond will bring forward a motion in the coming weeks asking for the province to end the project. In a statement, Mental Health and Addictions Minister Jennifer Whiteside said in part that it wouldn't lead to better outcomes for drug users, saying that by decriminalizing people who use drugs, we are treating addiction as a healthcare issue and making it easier for people to reach out for help in an emergency and connect to care.
And so what we need to do is we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to relook at what actually is working in other places like Portugal, and adopt those ideas.
Well, I can tell you, as someone who was first locked up for drugs when I was 19, I don't like it.
Garth Mullins with the Vancouver Area Network of Drug Users says cutting out harm reduction efforts like decriminalization will result in more deaths. Last year, BC made it legal to possess small amounts of hard drugs, saying it would reduce stigma and make it easier for people to access life-saving services.
I don't think jails have helped us at all, and we've had over 100 years to try just locking people up for drug possession. So throwing us all back into jail is not going to change anything.
In early March, Oregon recriminalized the possession of small amounts of drugs, and when the changes come into effect, people in that state can either face fines, jail time, or choose treatment.
They said we've had enough, and they've reversed it, and now they'll be implementing a system this fall that will actually provide more of a carrot-stick approach as opposed to simply 2 carrots.
BC's decriminalization pilot project has become heavily politicized since its inception, with politicians and pundits coming after the project, describing it as a failed experiment. Mullins says the government has failed to properly explain to the public the reasons behind decriminalization or safe supply.
This is not a new idea. It's just we have a great deal of opposition. It's pouring disinformation, lies, and fear into it. So we've had toxic drugs now for years, and now we got toxic politics.
In Vancouver, Kier Junos, City News.